Welcome to the MBG podcast. Let's fire everybody.
That's your cue, Hughes.
Oh. I was waiting for the song.
You didn't hear it?
No.
Was it just playing for me?
No, I heard it.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
All right. My bad. All right. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 121 of the Message Board Geniuses podcast. This is Who's. I got Casey, Courtney, MBG. We're doing our first live show for the 2025 season, and as always, it's gone off without a hitch. We had Casey right before we went on air saying no, and then I screwed up the intro. So nowhere to go but up from here. Anyway, we thought we'd kick things off this week talking about one of Casey's favorite things, preseason polls. So earlier this week, the first AP Top 25 poll dropped. And then in addition to that, Brett McMurphy posted the top 25 most overrated and most underrated teams based on the AP Top 25 poll since 2014. So according to McMurphy, the 5 most overrated teams during that period are USC, Auburn, Texas A&M, LSU, and Wisconsin, while the 5 most underrated are BYU, Northwestern, Boise State, TCU, and Iowa. So that brings us to the question for our little intro today. Who do y'all think are the most overrated or underrated teams in this initial AP Top 25 poll?
That's a lot of moving parts there. Who's
Did I sufficiently confuse you, Casey?
I have the most overrated team I think is Texas A&M always, because it's from ranked 21st in the preseason polls to 8-4 every year. But then to say it this year, I guess I could stay the same, right? Texas A&M's ranked probably 21st or something, right around there. And prove it to me. What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, they're 19th. So that was actually a pretty good guess.
That's pretty much the reason I hate the preseason polls is because of Texas A&M.
Well, I think, to highlight that, you look at teams with new quarterbacks like Ohio State, Oregon, Alabama, Notre Dame.
Hush your mouth.
You don't know what you're going to get from those guys. It seems like college football is such a quarterback-driven league, and then you got these teams with question marks. Even Texas, to an extent, Arch Manning is somewhat of a question mark.
Well, and Georgia, right?
Georgia?
Yeah, I think so too. And then so I look at a team like, for example, South Carolina. Sorry, Casey, but I think they've got one of the better quarterbacks in the country, and they were good last year. I think, is it bad for me to say I think South Carolina, they're ranked 13th, that maybe they're a little bit underrated?
No.
I don't know. Is that nuts?
Not if Sellers played like he did the end of the year last year.
Right? Yeah, and those teams that I mentioned, sorry, Emily, but like Oregon and Ohio State and Alabama, they might be good, but man, there's just when you have a huge question mark at quarterback, it just seems like it's tough to rank a team in the top 10 like that, in my opinion. But
it's okay. I'll accept your apology later on in the season for sure.
But like, you got teams like LSU, Clemson, Penn State, with known entities at quarterback. It just seems like I would trust them a little bit more and rank them higher just based on that. But
based off of that, would you rank us last year? Would you rate us higher because of Milroe?
Probably. Well, what were you ranked last year in preseason?
I don't know, because preseason polls don't matter.
4.
Yeah, I would have thought that was fine. And based on that, yeah.
That's my whole thing about preseason polls, because when I do my old man yelling at clouds, rants on shows like this, people are always like, well, it's what they have coming back. Well, if you don't know what you have at quarterback, that's the most important position. I was told. I don't know. It just feels like it's everyone else that you have coming back, but South Carolina, we don't know what they are at running back. Did that kid get a waiver yet? I don't know.
So of the top 8 teams,
Based on
I'm cutting it off at 8 because I know LSU has the same quarterback as last year. Is it 5 or 6 of those teams have new quarterbacks this year?
Well, it's everyone but Clemson and Georgia and Ohio State.
LSU.
Well, LSU's at 9. So, yeah, I mean, most of them.
We got glimpses of Gunnar Stockton, didn't we? In the
But
bowl
yeah,
game?
he's new, right? I mean,
He's
I know.
swinging the ball.
And then, well, the funny thing for me is, so, you see Penn State with an established quarterback, established head coach, and I mean, I know this is old analysis, but I just don't trust them as the number 2 team in the country until, they beat somebody. I saw something the other day about their record against top 10 teams. I mean,
Was it like 1 in 15?
I have
Yeah,
a funny
something ridiculous.
story about Penn State. I've got a coworker that has been on my ass. I mean, I guess since the preseason poll came out, and he's like, "Oh, Penn State's number 2. Look at Alabama." I'm like, "This is your problem. You care about preseason polls." And he's like, "Oh, are you sad?" I'm like, "I'm sad for you that you care about preseason polls." And he just keeps on messaging me at work, and it's awful.
I think we need to have that as like a segment throughout the year, like the Penn State fan minute or something, where we just hear what your coworker says about Penn State.
I can
We
get
can
him on
alternate
here because he's awful.
We can alternate Courtney's DMs and her Penn State coworker.
Oh my God.
So I was trying to figure out a way to, without knowing a ton of specifics, figure out which teams are more or which conferences are more likely to have teams over or underrated. So the overrated list included 9 SEC teams and 7 Big Ten teams. The underrated list included 8 Big 12 teams. So, if I had to guess, I would say there's going to be a Big 12 team that's either ranked or maybe not even ranked who's going to be underrated. I don't know who best would fit that profile. But I tell you, an SEC team that I think actually might be underrated is Missouri. I mean, they're not ranked, and they've won 10 games 2 years in a row, right?
Yeah.
And they're one of the few SEC teams that's on the most often underrated list. So I think that's a possibility. I also think Miami is at 10 is crazy to me. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think they're going to be nearly as good as they were last year.
No, look at who they have as quarterback.
Right. And Michigan at 14 might be high. I mean, I could be wrong, but there are a lot of good teams in the Big Ten, and I don't know, maybe they've improved a lot over last year, but even beating Ohio State last year, they were 8-5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
One team that I see that could be either way underrated or way overrated, depending on their new offensive coordinator and their new quarterback, is Oklahoma. I think it's either going to be a top 5 team or they're going to be a total disaster. It's boom or bust, I think, for Oklahoma. So I'm not sure where I would put them, but maybe 18 is safe where they're at.
our guy Dari definitely thought they were going to be he said 9, maybe 10 wins this year. So
yeah, he stopped at 9. He did stop at 9. He was trying to go to 10. He wanted.
You could see him trying to talk himself into it, right?
He didn't know what our reach was, so yeah.
Right.
Well, this is going to shock you guys, but I actually think that Tennessee is overrated.
No, at 24.
I'm just kidding. Or am I?
Oh,
Yeah, and they were.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't even know where they were ranked.
They were not one of the 9 SEC teams on the most overrated list. So that was interesting. Some of these teams on these lists from McMurphy were just kind of random. Like Northwestern being the second most underrated team is not something I would have expected.
they always pull off one of those wins they shouldn't. It seems
That's true.
But they beat like an Iowa or a Wisconsin or something.
Right. And Wisconsin being the 5th most overrated seemed a little wild to me too, but I didn't bother to look at what the what the data was underneath.
No, we're not
So-
doing research here. Come
Yeah,
on.
I'm just looking at the list, so I'm sure there's a reason for it.
I'm just on the Casey train. I just don't put anything. I don't even really look at the preseason polls because they just don't matter. I got a text the other day, and it was asking me about what I thought about the preseason polls. Like, I don't know. Like, they're all just so overrated. They're people's opinion, and you know what people's opinion is? They're like assholes.
Oh,
Everybody's got one.
and they all
think
stink.
They all stink.
The preseason polls probably matter more for a team like mine, where if you're not usually ranked and you're ranked in the preseason or you're in the others receiving votes, then it's a big deal. But if you're a perennial top 10 or 15 team, then and you're going to be up for a playoff bid, then who the hell cares where you're ranked to start the season? The only thing that helps, frankly, is you've got farther to drop if you lose a game or two. So there's a built-in advantage to being ranked high in the preseason.
Yeah, if you start high, there's only so far you can fall,
Yeah.
unless you're South Carolina in 2010, where you were 6-0, number 6, and then you ended 6-6. But I forget teams that have actually fallen out that far.
You forget.
Crazy that you remember that one.
Yeah, except
I
for that
forgot.
one. You remember.
So
I
crazy.
don't remember. I don't know if the year is correct, but I remember from number 6 to 6-6. That was a good year for us.
Well, it's funny. Earlier today, I retweeted. I can't remember what account it was, but they posted a graphic from, I think it was 95, an old TV graphic. It was number 14 Michigan against 19, or 15 Michigan against 19 Penn State, and 14 Virginia against 21 Virginia Tech. And I was like, oh yeah, the polls did actually used to be a lot more fun, 30 years ago for me.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. So I think we covered that one. So we've been doing live drafts a lot, and they've been a lot of fun. So we thought we'd do another one this week. A couple weeks ago, we did a 4-round draft of the worst songs of all time, and Courtney's selection of the full Luke Bryan catalog won, going away with 56% of the vote. Frankly, I still can't believe that We Built This City and Disco Duck didn't get more love, but maybe I should pick songs that our listeners were actually alive to hear. So lesson learned for me.
Pander to the crowd. Who's
Yeah. Courtney's got that one on lockdown.
Yeah, I think she's won every song one we've done. So yeah,
it's because I am a musical genius.
Right, I'm gonna have to shift my
with that.
approach a little bit, I think. All right, so this week we decided to go with a college football draft since the season is about to start, and we're going to pick college football coaches who are on the hot seat. And we're going to do something a little bit different for this draft. Instead of doing a poll afterwards, we're going to revisit this after the season's over. And so any coach who we pick who actually loses their job either during the season or before the beginning of next season, you get 1 point for. And so we'll look back at this sometime after the season and see if, well, I guess, first of all, if any of us got any of these right. And then second of all, if we did, then who won the draft. All right, so we're going to do a random number generator again to determine the draft order. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Do it. Do it.
All right. So pick 1 is MBG.
Yeah. I hate picking first.
Pick 2 is Courtney.
Whoop,
Pick
whoop.
3 is me, which means Casey gets the wraparound pick.
Nice.
Casey loves the wraparound.
He loves the wraparound. That's right.
Very nice.
All right, MVG. Who you going with at the top of the draft here?
Man, I hate the first pick. It's such a tough call here. So there's so many good choices, but I'm going to go with my man, Billy Napier of Florida. I know Florida's ranked. What are they ranked? They're pretty high.
They
and
are
that is
15.
15. That's probably going to be his undoing. I mean, he went 6-7, 5-7. Last year he went 8-5, but at some point in the season last year, it was said that they had raised $23 million to buy him out. So they've already raised the money to buy him out. Expectations are high, and the schedule is tough. I'm guessing he's got to win at least 8 games, and even 8 games may be tough for Billy Napier. So I'm going to say Billy Napier first. Oh, there's other great choices.
Yeah, that one was definitely on my list.
There are definitely other great choices.
Not on my list. Didn't make my list.
All right, good. Casey, you realize you can't go with like salt and pepper here, right?
We'll see.
right, Courtney.
We'll see.
Courtney, who do you have?
Okay. This
Gee, I wonder.
probably going to shock absolutely no one. Hugh Freeze, golf enthusiast. I mean, what he said, 2 7-loss seasons. This is a make or break year, I think. And I'm very excited for the first game, Baylor. Now, I haven't really been keeping up with it, but I've actually been having to work,
What?
I know, right? And with school starting back, my life's in chaos right now. But didn't something happen with one of the Baylor players? They got hurt. Something.
Who pays
Did I
attention
read
to
that right?
Baylor? Come on.
I mean,
I don't know. Maybe it was like a running back or something. But
Yeah,
hopefully,
his name was
This is
David
the hard
Koresh.
hitting analysis we're here for, by the way.
solid research to back that up.
yeah. But I think they could lose the first game, and if they do, then it is just going to be really chaotic from there.
The
So I
star
can't-
running back, Dawson Pendergrass, is sidelined for this season.
There you
Told
go.
you. See, I
Good
kind
call.
of knew.
Yeah, good job. I had
I
no
may be
idea.
old and have a bad memory, but I remembered that.
Wait, he may be a basketball player. Hold on. I'm just kidding.
All right.
I was like, no, you said running back. I'm tired. I'm so tired. But Hugh Freeze, that's my first pick. Shocker.
All right, so I'm going with a lesser known program here. I'm going with Trent Dilfer.
Oh,
Dilfer is 7-17 in his first 2 years at UAB, and this is my favorite little tidbit that I found. This is from a Twitter post from last October. So this is before last season was even over. The quote was, UAB football is a dumpster fire and Trent Dilfer is an arsonist. So I think if you're only a little over a year into your tenure and that's the kind of press you're getting, I think you're in pretty rough shape. So I'm not expecting him to definitely survive the end of the year and maybe might not even make it all the way through year 3 here.
He's still reeling from that time I hit him in the forehead with a spit wad. Probably.
Oh my
probably.
God.
It's hard to recover from that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Josh Heupel, you had pizza with him, and he's
Yeah.
crushing it. So
Exactly.
Is he though? Is he?
Yeah.
compared to Trent Dilfer, yeah.
That's true. I thought Trent Dilfer was going to be a lock for me, so he was definitely on my list. Which I'm not sure what that says about you,
Yeah, that's not great.
For my first pick, I'm actually going Dave Doran at NC State. I had the numbers pulled up and I lost them when I apparently hit something on my computer, and I'm too old to figure out how to get it back. But Dave Doran needs to win there at NC State. I don't know if 8 wins, 7 wins, 6 wins every year is going to do it there. So I'm going Dave Doran with my first round pick, NC State.
It's a pretty good one.
Wrap it around, Casey.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm wrapping around. My
Yeah,
second pick.
You can't, as much as you love the wraparound, you can't forget about it, Casey.
I do. I always seem to forget. Sam Pittman, Arkansas. I
That's a good
know
one.
Arkansas fans feel like, 5 wins is good and that he's safe and they don't really care because they have Calipari now at the basketball season. But how many times can you only win 2, 3, 4 games and keep your job? So Sam Pittman's my number 2 pick.
When your man boobs are getting more press than your team, that's probably not a good sign for your job.
It did hurt me because he's kind of on the cusp of the fat coach.
Yeah.
So it does hurt me to say that.
Right. Well, Casey, I'm very excited here because you left me with someone I was hoping to get. I'm sure none of y'all can guess here.
Oh,
Yeah, and well, I still think this is a good pick here in the second round. Brent Pry.
mhm.
Tech fans could not be the only people they're more pissed at than Pry is their athletic director. He's expected to turn things around there. It hasn't happened. He is 1-12 in one possession games, which is terrible. On the other hand, if he wins half those games, all of a sudden he's looking a lot better. So it's possible he turns it around, but I thought they were going to win 9 or 10 last year and they won 6. So I don't see that happening. I don't even think his hog can save him at this point. So Brent Pry is my second round pick.
He better be wearing them snug jeans every game to try to save himself.
Snug jeans only get you so far, MBG.
You could have teamed Sam Pittman, Hogg with Brent Pry. Never mind.
Oh, no, I thought about that, believe me.
Yeah, we're on the same page, unfortunately, for you.
All right, Courtney.
Okay. I guess my next one is going to be Lincoln Riley. I think my extensive research here, I think he's gone like 7-6 the last 2 years. Don't quote me on that. I don't know.
8-5 and 7-6. Yeah, close enough.
Close enough. And that's just not going to cut it at USC. I feel like he's got to make a playoff or he's going to be on hot seat.
Yeah.
I think
Is that because you can't?
And also, he should be on the hot seat because of his brisket skills. But
I think his buyout's like $1 billion, though.
what?
It's an insane number.
You saw Jimbo's. They did that.
We would take him as an offensive analyst at Clemson if he wants that job.
And the coaches, Nick Saban's wayward home for coaches is no longer open. So
Right?
That's right. That rehab is gone now.
the rehab is gone.
All right, MVG, you get 2 picks here.
Ooh, 2. Well, I guess I'd start with Mike Norvell. He
Damn
went to
you.
the playoffs 2 years ago, but he went 2-10. You don't have any rope left if you go 2-10. And I don't think they look very good this year. I don't know what the schedule's like, but huge question mark at quarterback, probably still in Tommy Castellanos. Seems like Mike Norvell's got to win more than 7 games. And that might be tough. So I'm going to go Mike Norvell on the second one. My third one is a guy who I still don't know how he has a job still, and that's Mike Loxley at Maryland.
Yeah.
This dude is 33. He was at New Mexico before that. He wasn't good at New Mexico. I don't even know how he got a job at Maryland. And I think he was 4-8 last year. He's 33-41 overall at Maryland. At some point, Maryland's got to get rid of that guy, right? And it's got to be this year. So
I
Mike
think
Loxley.
that's a great pick. Yeah, I think his rope is pretty much gone at this point.
Speaking of Nick Saban, coach's rehab, that's where he got
That's
the
where
job
he
because
comes.
he was there.
Yep.
Yeah,
And his brother went to Maryland with
right.
him.
He's a heck of a recruiter.
Mhm.
Just not a good coach.
And Maryland used to have. They were a decent program for a long time, and they've just maybe it's coincided with going to the Big Ten, but I feel like they've just kind of fallen off the map.
One of the worst fan bases ever when they're good.
Oh, I don't disagree. I'm surrounded by Maryland fans, so
They were awful.
I'm with you. All right, Courtney, got your third round pick here.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go with Brent Venables at Oklahoma. I know that didn't they just get a new offensive coordinator?
Yes.
I know that they beat us last year. Maybe I'm a little salty, but I think that he definitely could be on the hot seat.
Could be.
Good stuff.
All right. This is me. Okay, let's see. I am going to go with this one snuck up on me here. I'm going to go with Scott Satterfield. 8-16. It's only his third year coming up, so could be a little early. But the 5 previous years before he got there, they never won fewer than 9 games So that's a pretty big fall off. It's also a very boring choice, but as y'all know, I like to win. So I'm picking people that I think legitimately might get fired this year. All right, Casey, you got 2 here.
Oh my God, I'm not ready. I'm not prepared. Number 1, I'm going to go with, for my third pick, I'm going with Mark Stoops from Kentucky for the same reason I went with Sam Pittman. How many times are you going to have a transfer quarterback from God knows where, highly rated, highly recruited, blah, 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 and not win, especially not beat South Carolina? You got to beat South Carolina and do something more than that, whatever that bowl game is in Nashville. Music City Bowl or something. But Mark Stoops, how long is that guy going to keep a job? He's my number 3. And then for my wraparound pick, I'm going off the board, I think, a little bit. And this one's not going to hit, but I'm going with University of Miami, Ohio coach Chuck Martin.
Old Chucky.
I just looked at his record. He's 65 and 67, although 2 of the last 3 years he won 11 games in 9 games. So that's probably a throwaway pick. And I probably just lost the whole draft.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So he's under 500, but he's probably had his 2 best years the last 2 years.
Yeah, so no big deal.
That's a solid Casey draft right there.
I was trying to switch it real fast because I know there's another one, the guy from Northern Illinois, basically Thomas something or other, who again, great analysis here. But he's struggling recently out, and he's trying to parlay that Notre Dame victory into like another contract or something. But he hasn't been good recently either. But I picked the wrong MAC coach, and I lost the comedy.
You know what? Props to you, though. You started out like really confident, and then you were just like, "This was the worst pick ever."
Yeah, ever. Yeah.
I mean, you had
talked yourself out of it. Yeah.
I went on Akron is like 8-28, right? Something like that.
Yeah, but I figure he needs another year. After they beat South Carolina this year at South Carolina,
Oh man, that was awesome.
Damn.
All right, so I'm picking a guy who I know nothing about, but I just randomly saw that his record is 11-26 at Louisiana Tech. Sonny Cumbie, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
11-26 seems bad. So I know nothing about him or that program, but that just seems like the kind of record that gets you fired. So that's my 4th round pick.
We put a 55 burger on them 2 years ago. Again, adding nothing to the conversation.
Congrats.
Congrats.
You're feeling so bad about yourself tonight. I'm sorry about that. Oh, man. All right, Courtney, who's your last pick?
Okay. I may get some hate for this one, but I'm prepared.
Probably.
I'm going to say Brian Kelly.
Oh.
And I'm going to say Brian Kelly because, he's never been a bad coach, but he just has not been a coach that can win it all. And I think that's what LSU is expected out of him. And he hasn't delivered. And I think that if they don't make a playoff, that he could be in the hot seat.
See that?
I like that pick.
Yeah.
All right, MBG, bring it home here.
All right, I'm going to say this is a little bit of a long shot, but I'm going to say Mike Gundy. Oklahoma State was 0-9 in the Big 12 last year. I think they were 3-9 overall. Obviously, just like with Mike Norvell, 0-9 in conference pretty much dissipates all the goodwill you've built up. So I'm going to say Mike Gundy is going to be out after this year.
Was that Brian Kelly's face when
he's 53? He's 53, MBG. He's a man. No?
True, but he's going to be a man without a job.
That was his face actually when he came to Clemson.
That's for sure.
He came to Clemson for the oh, there's who's.
Yep.
He came to Clemson for that Hurricane game in 2015.
Brian Kelly?
Yeah, and that was his face for walking into the real Death Valley.
Yeah, I would have to think that if LSU does fire Brian Kelly, that Nick Saban is the man on deck.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right?
That's what the boards are saying.
Has to be.
All right. Sorry I dropped off there, guys. I'm not sure what happened.
It's Monday.
All right. So we up to our next segment here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Go
good.
ahead.
All right. So that brings us to our next segment, Genius of the Week. As always, each of us is going to nominate player, coach, team, conference, someone who did something particularly dumb in the last week, put it to a Twitter vote and see who wins. For our last vote, my nominee, the WNBA, won with 39% of the vote, followed by Courtney's nominee, Hugh Freeze, with 23%. MBG's nominee, the Boise Butt Slapper, came in third with 21% of the vote. And Casey's nominee, Heather Dinich, came in last with 17%. So now I'm in the lead with 47 wins, followed by Casey with 25, Courtney with 14, and MBG with 1. MBG, it's been a while, man.
It's time,
It has
MPG.
been. I thought the Boise Butt Slapper probably was going to win. I don't understand.
I'm with you. It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense.
All right, Casey, who you got this week?
This week, my genius of the week is Odell Beckham Jr. Did you all see this? He got played by a fake Twitter account at Adam Shelfer, not Adam Schefter. He tweeted, after 10 seasons in the NFL, Odell Beckham Jr. has decided to retire. Beckham Jr. played for the Giants, Browns, Rams, Ravens, and Dolphins. He announced Tuesday. The only thing was, this was a complete fake report by a parody account, but it took off on social media. Even got Odell to respond multiple times to this account. LOL, WTF, when was that announced and by who? That's funny. Appreciate the concerns, but that SHXT ain't over yet. Not done yet. But apparently Beckham was getting a ton of people congratulating him on his career and his retirement, and got yet another response, which elicited another response by Odell. And he said, quote, "No, seriously, please stop reading everything on the internet and stop texting me happy retirement before you piss me off. That will get no response. I promise you, the day I'm done, I will let y'all know. Again, if you text me happy retirement, I'm just going to have to block you." But that led to a tremendous thread on Twitter. I don't know if you guys saw this, but our friend Greg had one thing that I'm still laughing about. He just tweeted, "Didn't read all this because I'm working out right now, but happy retirement, bro." And Odell's, I think he probably former teammate Ryan Fitzpatrick, the quarterback, Fitzmagic, who was obviously trolling as well, responded with, "Congrats on your retirement, OBJ. Great career." And then the last one, this Twitter account, I See Light Mango Season, which was a Pitt account. And Pitt brings some fire to us every once in a while. He responded, quote, "Bro, I thought you died like 3 years ago. Could have fooled me. Happy retirement, though." So for taking himself way too seriously and falling for a Twitter troll, former LSU Tiger Odell Beckham Jr. is my genius of the week. See how I worked that petty right into it because we opened with LSU. So
That's
there,
right.
he's not the smartest.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is kind of awesome. I think I posted in our chat last week that he posted something on Twitter like a week or two ago that just said, going through my phone, it was something like, I've got 25 Chris's, like 27 Matts, and then just hit and one DeBrickashaw. I don't The guy's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Courtney, who you going with?
Okay. This week, I'm going to have to go with y'all's friend, 3-year Letterman.
Our friend?
Yeah, your friend.
Not yours?
No, not mine. Yours. Y'all's. Because he has been telling Twitter for years that his IQ is 104, which is 4 points above the highest possible score. That's not mine. And according to the highly scientific and accurate Twitter IQ checker, determined that was a lie. It's a 61. And the only one I saw lower was Auburn football, and that was 55, which that should shock nobody. But for forsaking Benjamin Franklin and lying about his IQ to the world, 3-year Letterman is my genius of the week. And also, I think y'all should believe me because I've been trying to tell y'all that he is a bald little man. And he's been lying to y'all about that too.
Hey, but 61 is a passing grade, right?
And there was also another person who came in lower than 61, Courtney.
Who?
Not it.
We're on this podcast with you.
It's actually on the bubble right below yours.
It's Casey. You shouldn't tell people that.
Well,
I came in
mine
at
was
60.
Yeah, mine was 89, so I call bullshit on that test.
Mine was actually 104,
That's amazing.
which is
That's awesome.
4 points above the highest possible score according to 3-year Letterman.
You're a genius. Wow.
Yeah, I've been trying to tell y'all.
Whose was 89? Like he was almost at an A, you know? You get a little curve.
Not gonna lie, I was a little bitter about that. 89.
Thank you, our good friend Hottie Toddy Strohs. Is sounding like Fergie a good thing?
Mixed with Jesus.
Oh, is that what all those letters and numbers mean?
All right, MVG, who you got?
Well, you guys know how, like, if you want a good, quiet breakfast or really any meal, there's one place to go, and that's the Waffle House, right? Just to go, enjoy your meal, eat in peace, have some good food. Typically, one would go to the Waffle House. Well, this particular Waffle House in Pensacola Boulevard, or in Pensacola on Pensacola Boulevard, that was not the case on one Monday morning. No. So a fine young lady by the name of Freedom Ryder Zobrist was arrested outside a Waffle House on Pensacola Boulevard after the restaurant manager said she exposed herself and danced in the parking lot. The manager told deputies that Zobrist arrived early that morning, and because of her behavior, he asked her to leave. She left, but returned around noon, cursing and threatening to get a gun and shoot the manager and everyone in the restaurant. Zobrist then walked outside, pulled down her pants, exposing her sexual organs, and started dancing around the parking lot, according to the arrest report. The manager said she then approached him and tried to grab his genitals. The manager says he tried to block her, and she licked him on both sides of the face. Witnesses on scene say they were blocked in and couldn't leave because of her dancing, and that she was being very loud and causing a disturbance. She was arrested and charged with lewd and indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, battery, and assault. I'm not quite sure what was wrong with her behavior, but apparently pulling down your pants and licking the manager at Waffle House on the face is frowned upon.
That's messed up.
If that's frowned upon, I don't even want to go to Waffle House.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
I thought this was America, MBG.
Yeah.
Me too, but I mean, look, her name is Freedom. Her first name is actually Freedom, right? So
God-given name.
If she can't get away with that here in America, who can? But for that, Freedom Ryder Zobrist is my genius of the week.
I'd vote for you.
You should see a picture. You should definitely vote for her. And there's definitely no drugs involved.
No, she looks like what you would think she would look like.
All right, now I need to look this lady up. Freedom, what's her beautiful name?
Freedom Ryder Zobrist.
I mean, you've got to do some wild shit to get arrested at Waffle House, you know?
Well, I mean, I kind of think she did that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's, you got to stand out. So kudos to her.
Yeah, she stood out. And then licking the dude's face.
She looks like she would do all of those things that she was accused of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I think of Freedom, I think of this for sure.
That is seriously methed up.
All right, so my genius of the week is Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer. Mateer became college football Twitter's main character a couple days ago after Brian Aguada, who, according to his Twitter bio, is a senior journalist at Valley News Live, posted several screenshots of Mateer's Venmo transactions from 2022 with the description "sports gambling." Mateer quickly denied the allegations, claiming that he's never gambled and that the Venmo descriptions were inside jokes. Even after his denial, however, VenmoGate resulted in tons of great content, including an Oklahoma fan doing a deep dive on Brian Aguada and finding out that his profile picture was a photo of a Northeastern hockey player from 2016, and that Valley News Live has never employed someone named Brian Aguada. Just the idea that college football fans are calling around and asking HR departments to go through their employee rosters to see if random Twitter people have ever worked there is fantastic. The other big takeaway here was old people like me learning that people put made up shit in their Venmo descriptions. I had no idea. I've been putting what my Venmo descriptions actually are, and now I feel like a giant loser.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I have put like midget strippers or something crazy. And I mean, I totally believe him because it's not like I'm actually paying for midget strippers.
What?
Listen,
Yeah, I know, right? Crazy.
A friend of ours even mocked me for it like several months ago, and I didn't even understand what I was being mocked for until 2 days ago. So yes, I'm not being totally serious.
So you're telling me like when you would like even back in the day, like when you would write checks in the little four thing, you wouldn't write anything crazy? Like
now we're talking who's his language.
Oh, I never wrote anything there. But for this, like if
I wrote a check to my mom one time and she had to go cash it at the bank, and I think I put like sex toys or something in the fort, and she'd like go look at the people in the eyes and cash that bitch.
Well, speaking of that, there were a few examples on Twitter. People did a little investigation and some other college football players. There was one Twitter user who posted screenshots of Nebraska's Thomas Fedone paying 3 different guys for rub and tugs. And then a different Twitter account posted a screenshot of someone paying Arch Manning for, quote, matching cock rings in 2022. Unfortunately for Mateer, the fact that people wild out in their Venmo descriptions isn't stopping the NCAA from doing an investigation. So for causing his school to be investigated with his inside jokes with his buddies, John Mateer is my genius of the week. And I am full of shame for writing serious descriptions in my Venmo history, but I'll rectify that going forward.
But also, let this be a lesson. Make all your transactions private, like a normal person.
Right, like a civilized human being.
Like a civilized human being. Nobody needs to know my transaction history, where my money's going.
I'm just happy I'm not him because, man, if they saw my transactions on there, they'd have questions.
It's like we're doing a public service announcement here in the middle of the podcast. I like it.
It really is.
Yeah.
You know, it's really funny. You say that you put serious things. My mom, it doesn't matter what it's for. If she sends me a Venmo, she puts the pizza sign. That's all she does every time.
She's safe then. It doesn't matter what it's for.
Pizza.
Yeah, there aren't many times where I just feel like, oh man, I'm old as shit. But this was one of those times because I looked through my Venmo history and I was like, oh my God, I had no idea I was such a loser to all these people. So, yep.
Take care.
I feel great shame. All right. On that note, so MBG, what do you have for us this week?
Well, Courtney, Alabama named Ty Simpson the starting quarterback.
They did
this last week. They
did.
One thing that I bet that you did not know was that at one point in the offseason, Ty Simpson begged to go to Tennessee.
I
believe it.
100%. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's this post. There was a post on BallQuest, the Tennessee board, from a guy named Reedmore Vols. He said, "Story that maybe one other person on this board knows. The day that the Nico news broke, Ty tried to get Tennessee to sue the NCAA for graduate transfer in conference. He wanted to come here and ask for Tennessee to help get him eligible for 2025.
So, you know who that one other person is? This is his other personality. Because I guarantee you that bitch has borderline personality disorder. But that is just not even believable. They just are writing shit just to write it and make it up.
What?
Yeah, I know. Can you believe that a Tennessee fan would do some shit like that? I can't, for sure.
They're usually straight and
narrow. I mean, I'm pretty sure Ty Simpson, when he was in high school, his town he used to use was Alabama. Okay? He's not trying to go to Tennessee most hated rival. I'm sorry. Nobody believes their bullshit. That's all.
Yeah, I think his finalists were Tennessee, Clemson, Alabama, and UT Martin. So
Hell yeah.
I'm guessing he's a Tennessee kid.
I don't know where he's from.
I mean,
To be
again,
honest.
let's keep it on brand
No,
with no
so-
research.
You know
done.
why? His dad coaches there.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's why.
Evan Grimes helping us out as always. He might as well produce this dang thing. He said, I can see it. He's from Tennessee. I got it. I believe it.
Yeah, his dad coaches there, so that's why.
Well, with the predicament that Tennessee was in, I'm surprised Josh Heupel did not take him up on that. I'm guessing
Yeah.
Ty Simpson was better than the options they have, so I'm surprised that Josh Heupel did not sue the NCAA.
Yeah.
That is very shocking to me.
Frankly, disappointed. That would have made for some great drama.
You think that would have made the news?
I don't know. Would have
Maybe.
made the message boards. It would have been fantastic too.
That's true. That's true.
All right, Casey, I got one for you also. This is from a fella on TigerNet, a fella named Francis Marion, who he's probably second only to Fast Chad on that message board.
There's no question. Yep.
He's very prolific, and he says, "I just watched some LSU film, both from last season and some clips from this spring summer. I hope Dabo and staff don't waste another minute preparing for this game. Last season, LSU started as a top 13 team, but finished unranked. They are trending down. I wish we hadn't even taken this game. It would have benefited us more to schedule another playoff caliber team like SMU. I guess we just have to hope no one gets hurt in the glorified Jamboree game as we set our eyes on another ACC championship where we can get the extra money that we deserve."
I see nothing wrong with that comment at all. I mean, if you're going to go at a conference and get like a marquee game, like go to the Big Ten or something. We can't have these meddling middle of the road teams from those other conferences. What are they even in Conference USA? Like, where are they?
Doesn't Clemson already play SMU?
They do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he know they're in our conference now?
I
There's
mean,
a fine line. There's a
He's
fine
got
line
almost
with Francis Marion.
36,000 posts. So I'm assuming that he's familiar with Clemson's schedule.
So it's funny you bring that up because when I read that, immediately I was like, oh, this is an LSU troll. And then I looked and so many times this person posted, I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
for real.
36,000 is a lot.
hey, Oregon State and Washington State are playing each other twice this year.
Yeah. See, it happens. We could have played SMU.
Oh, there you
twice.
go. I didn't even think about that.
You wasn't there an ACC team
Yes.
a while back that scheduled another ACC team out of conference?
We
They're
are
doing it
this-
again this year, too.
We are this year. Yeah. NC State.
Wake Forest
really?
played North Carolina and then in a non-conference game as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I think our week 2 game is NC State out of conference.
Hey, you get a Power 5 in there.
Yeah.
Why don't SEC teams do that instead of scheduling like 3 or 4 cupcakes outside of conference? Why don't they schedule another SEC team? Or
Mercer's going to be really good.
You
this year.
you should write Greg Sankey about that.
Sternly worded letter, certified mail.
Yeah.
He's
All
writing
right.
it right now. You can hear the pen.
all right, I brought one for Courtney and for Casey, so I had to bring one for Who's as well. We don't get a lot of Virginia message board stuff, but I did get one this week from the Saber. Are you on the Saber, Who's?
So I did have an account there. That was the one message board I had an account on, and I went and checked under my old name, Grandpa Who, and all my posts appear to have disappeared.
Oh,
So you are not the QB sacker?
I am not QB Sacker. I am not. I although we share certain thoughts, I can tell you.
Well, the QB sacker had some thoughts that I had never had before. He said, "You have absolutely no idea the power that we wield. We will not be out-analyzed, out-griped, out-disassociated, out-whined, nor outcomplained. We will light these message boards on fire with our grumbles and our armchair coaching. Athletics directors quake in their boots at the thought of having to read our missives on their pathetic attempts at hiring, leading, and fundraising, not to mention their warped fascination with uncannily subpar in-stadium dining experiences and absurd nanny state alcohol beverage controls. No, they fear us, one and all. Be afraid. The Sabre Football Board denizens are watching.
Yeah, so what I like about this is I'm pretty sure it's tongue-in-cheek, while also somehow being an accurate description of a lot of UVA fans.
I have no idea what any of that means.
Yeah, so that's part of it, right? We got to sound really important and smart. And some of our fans have big, I'd like to talk to the manager energy. And the funniest part of this to me as a UVA fan was the comment about warped fascination with uncannily subpar in-stadium dining experiences. They literally had to create a UVA fan council to talk about how to improve the game day experience because so many people bitch about the food and alcohol options there. So this is this is very on brand, and this guy has captured much of what the UVA fan base, not much of the fan base, but a segment of the fan base is like. So he actually did a very nice job with this. I'm pretty impressed.
It was one of the most well-written message board posts we've ever had on here.
Ever.
That's what I was going to say. The grammar, the punctuation, everything was perfect, which is something that we see often.
Well, I mean, there's probably a lesson there, right? I mean, I don't know if there's a solid positive correlation between good grammar and well thought out sentence structure and winning in football. So maybe that's part of our problem.
There's not.
Wow, our gripes are very, very different because I don't think I've ever seen gripes about the food or the choice of alcoholic beverages. They're just happy that they can drink and they'll drink whatever. They don't care. Whatever it is, whatever they have.
Clemson's serving alcohol for the first time in Death Valley this season. And we also have a re-entry rule, which means people could leave at halftime and come back in after half. And that's being upheld. So not only are they selling alcohol, but you can still leave at halftime and go back to your tailgate, chow down a hot dog, and come on back into the game. It's pretty awesome.
That's pretty huge.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see any difference in atmosphere once we started selling alcohol.
No, because now you just don't have to sneak it in.
Yeah, because everybody was already drinking in the first place.
I mean, those what's that fireball shots coming out of people's pants, aka back pockets with no pockets.
You can paint a visual image like effortlessly. So just imagining people doing fireball shots out of other people's pants. So well done.
I mean, I know I've stuffed minis all over the place. I mean, not like that.
I was not going to say anything.
I heard a laugh and I was like, shit.
You're going to WNBA games, aren't you?
Right.
Oh my God.
All right, who's up?
I set myself up for that one. I'm a dumbass.
I mean, yeah.
Good.
All right, we got to hit Texas A&M again.
Yes.
And so this post this was earlier in the week. This was a post from a Texas A&M fan called Champion of Fireball, right on topic. He says, hear me out on this. It takes one time that we beat the ever-living crap out of one zebra. The rest will get the message. Maybe get in good with someone from UPD and they can, quote, accidentally let us get past them. So I think this Texas A&M fan is advocating maybe roughing up one of the officials to send a message.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, yeah.
It's the first time I've ever agreed with them.
There's been times that, I've definitely wanted to do that.
All the time.
This, that was earlier in the week, and then there was a Twitter account that posted. I don't know if you guys saw this. He had done some statistical analysis of what he called judgment call penalties, and in my mind, I thought all penalties were judgment calls, but he did some analysis and found that apparently Texas A&M was getting more judgment call penalties against them, both at home and away, all of last season. And so I had posted, obviously Texas A&M fans thought that was a grand conspiracy, that Greg Sankey, the NCAA, and the SEC had all sent the message to the officials to make Texas A&M lose.
I think they're just confusing judgment calls with us actually just passing judgment on them.
Wow.
So they had all these message board conspiracy theories. So I tweeted them out today, and Texas A&M fans have been using this study to say that those guys were actually right, that there was a grand conspiracy by the NCAA and the SEC to screw over Texas A&M. So my question would be is, what is the motive to screw Texas A&M?
I don't know, but I feel like you should ask those people about the moon landing next.
Is there some reason why the SEC or the NCAA would be after Texas A&M?
Yeah.
No, they always have this like victim complex, like this victim mentality. It's weird.
Have they said why they think
it's a part of their cult?
No, they won't go that deep. They just all of a sudden they've got this study that now supports what they've always felt, and so apparently they think these are justified. Which first off is a little bit faulty, because I think they're assuming that in every game every team commits the exact same number of penalties.
right?
Which isn't always the case. And two, I don't understand what these judgment calls were, at what point in the game. Apparently this guy who did this assigned like 2 or 3 points per missed call or something.
I'm sure it was very scientific, whatever it was.
I'm not quite sure the methodology behind it. It was a CFB matrix. And I'm not saying it's not a legit study. I just don't know. But I guess the reason why I thought it was so strange was because I'm not quite sure why there would be this grand conspiracy against Texas A&M.
Yeah, so like I can tell you in the ACC, for example, like when people complain about the conference, it's usually something like, well, it's the Carolina schools control the conference, or Duke and Carolina. That at least with basketball, when you say Casey, like it was. Yeah, so that's like the justification usually, but I'm just not sure what Texas, and I'm not saying that's a legitimate one. It's just like that's one of the reasons or bases you hear. But it's curious to me that they just think they're being treated unfairly and singled out, but don't think, or at least haven't posited a reason why that might be happening, other than poor us.
So for everybody listening, if one day there's like a Kool-Aid incident on Texas A&M's campus, don't say we didn't warn you.
I'm. Go ahead, Who's?
I was just going to say, what I liked about this post is that nothing says college football fandom like threatening violence over calls that haven't happened yet before the season has even started. They are pissed off in the middle of August. So
they stay pissed off,
right?
Hey, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in College Station for their second game this year. The first weekend in September.
Utah State.
Utah State.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
I'm hoping they pick that week to beat up a ref, because I would love to witness it.
You should go to a midnight yell.
Well, I might try to do that. If I do, I'm definitely going to take some video.
You absolutely should. Please share with the class.
So if you were a ref, is there an SEC fan base you'd be less afraid of than Texas A&M?
Vanderbilt.
Yeah, probably
fair.
Vanderbilt.
Whatever.
That's probably it, though. There's no number.
But they've got to be down in the bottom 3, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, this is like us threatening to beat up a ref. So I feel like I can throw stones here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the two fan bases I wouldn't mess with as a ref would be Oklahoma and Tennessee. I mean, I would give them every call they wanted, probably. Just
And
'cause I'm not sure.
LSU, I'd probably put LSU in there too.
Yeah, the LSU was at
At
home.
night. At night.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's
That's a good
really-
point.
Doesn't even matter if it's at night.
I'd put Texas at the bottom. I wouldn't really be too scared about
That's
Texas.
a good call. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Texas, you wouldn't be afraid of Texas?
Not Texas fans. What are they
No,
going to do?
I agree.
I mean, that's like Cal fans, right?
The algorithm.
I mean, what are they going to do?
We're going to
Nothing.
jump in a tree and poop on you from the tree.
Oh, God.
Naked.
Naked. Right. Exactly.
Well, I don't know how they would poop on you with clothes on.
That's a good point, Courtney. That's a very good point.
All right. This is the last one for the night. And this is from a Rutgers fan. So we've obviously heard from the Florida State fan last year who said he was going to eat poop out of a cup or something. There's a Kansas State fan that apparently said he was going to shove a Taco Bell 5-layer burrito up his butt. And we've got a Rutgers fan who's now entered the ring. This is Noble 106. He says, if we're not at least 7-5 this season, then I will physically light my kerosene doused butt hair on fire. Bookmark this.
Well, Noble 106, congratulations. Bookmarked.
His name is Noble, so I believe him.
I like the use of the word physically here because I was trying to figure out how else he would light his butt hair on fire. Like if he has some kind of psychic skills that he's not sharing.
That is so good.
I'm looking at Rutgers' schedule right now. So they got Ohio, Miami of Ohio, and Norfolk State to start off. So there's
It's not easy.
there's
yeah.
three. There's three. But then, I mean, they got a decently tough Big Ten schedule. They got Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon,
Oof.
Illinois.
Where are the
Oof.
7 wins?
Well, so they're going to have to they're going to have to win 3 of these games. Iowa, Minnesota, Washington at Washington, Purdue, Maryland.
I
So
mean, Purdue,
maybe-
Maryland, and the first 3 get you to 5.
They're the reason Chuck Martin is going to get fired at
Yeah.
Miami, Ohio.
So then they've got to win. They've got to beat Washington. They got to win 2 out of Washington, Minnesota, and Iowa.
Well,
That's tough, man.
This guy better buy some kerosene.
Yeah.
That's tough unless they're going to upset Ohio State or Penn State. Both. Let's see. Ohio State's on the road. Penn State's at home. Yeah, that's my man.
I see 5 wins, maybe.
I feel like we need to start a spreadsheet of these because if you recall, I think kind of the pioneer of this was that Cyclone Larry guy who talked about tasing his nutsack about 17 different times.
Yes.
And then we had the FSU guy who didn't follow through, and obviously the curse of the Solo Cup. Then you had the K-State guy who MBG mentioned, and I actually looked him up. It's St. Bill Snyder, who, as y'all recall, actually
He did it,
shove a 5-layer burrito up his ass and then posted evidence on Twitter, which
With a bag over his
Yeah.
head.
kudos. That, by the way, that was end of September in 2024. So I really did look it up. And then there are a couple more, but they're taking a different approach. So there's an NC State fan and a Texas Tech fan who this year have said if their team is ranked number 1 at any point this season, they will also shove 5-layer burritos up their respective asses. So, those seem like more long shots, but I still feel like, we should keep a spreadsheet and,
Yeah.
we can put some odds on these and try to peer pressure people into following through if we need to.
We need to follow up with these, yeah.
Yeah.
I miss that. I miss how everybody came together over the FSU guy and they were trying to find him
Well,
to get him to pay up.
Well, especially after St. Bill Snyder, posted a picture with half a burrito up his ass. I mean, then, you can't you can't see that and feel like the FSU guy is treated people fairly. So I understand it.
How low would you dare go with your respective teams to say, if we don't win X amount, I'll shove a Taco Bell burrito up my butt?
Like a
Like,
5-layer
how low-
burrito.
Yeah, like how confident are you? How low would you go and feel confident you wouldn't end up
Oof,
posting a burrito up your butt on Twitter?
4 games. I mean, if I really had to do it, 4 games.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
not
I'm
playing
saying
around.
4 as well.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm saying like 2.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's not fun. You know, you got 2 in you. You probably play like 3 FCS teams. So,
You got 2 in you. I thought you meant 2 burritos. Courtney's got some special skills I didn't know about.
even
I'm
even I would dare
really
go. Even I would dare go 4, and I think we're going to be pretty bad. So I would dare go 4.
I'd
Well, at
feel
least you're going to see a win, MBG, when you're out there.
yeah. I'd feel okay at
Station.
5. Anything more than 5, man, I would be sweating and thinking about how am I going to explain this to my family.
No, it's bag over the head. Everyone else at work, kids at school. Like, you're not doing that.
Right,
Yeah.
but who are you going to get to take the video? Because you can't film yourself doing it. So who
You
you
or
got?
Casey, because you and Casey would be the only 2 people I could. So
And I would have bag over my head as well.
no, buddy, you're putting the burrito in there. Sorry. Yeah, you're on burrito duty.
I'm on burrito duty.
Man, Casey's going to be a very big Virginia fan.
Oh my god.
He's gonna want me to take that back down from 5 wins to 4 wins.
Threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Well, guys, that's all I got. Thanks for hanging out.
Yep.
Yep.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks so much, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
I gotta turn that up.
Subscribe, leave us a review. You can check out more content at messageboardgeniuses.com. And we'll see you next time, losers.